Hello, welcome back to Gasbbuteo Tabletop Football, where we're doing the latest round analysis and then looking at what's coming up. So, shall we zoom in and crack on with it? Now, right now, I should be at Bristol Rovers, but the match has been postponed. I don't exactly know why. I think it's something to do with international call-up. I assumed it was something to do with the rain, but nonetheless, it's been cancelled. I didn't know that because I was on holiday, so I drove up to Rovers, got a lovely parking space right on Filton Avenue, and then only when I parked up thought it's suspiciously quiet around here, and had to look online and find out match postponed. Anyway, so that gives us a bit of time to do a bit of Sabutio stuff anyway, so we might as well get on with that. Now let's straighten that up. I keep straightening that up for my eyesight, and it should be ready for yours so you can see what's going on. Now, do we have a pointer? Normally I have a little pointer, don't I? Bear with me, I'm going to try and find something. Talk amongst yourselves. What's this here? Oh, we'll use this. Oh, I've got one. Right, little pencil. So, let's see what we're doing today. In fact, let's have a little go through what's going on with what happened in the last few matches. So, in the last round, a lot of sort of more low scoring. I'm going to zoom you. Shall I zoom you into that? You're probably watching this on a television or something, so it might not be an issue for you. Let's move that in front of you. But I remember last time I was going off shot. So let's have a look what we got here. So last time, these last four matches, what did we have? Chigwell Town versus Mansfield. Little draw there. Excuse me, I caught a cold when I was in Europe. Dundee United versus Spirit of Sabuteo. Another draw there. Bows versus Dundee in Dundee's final match of the tournament. Bows sort of unsurprisingly now won that match. I think that's their fourth match out of four that they've romped home with victory. And then, surprising win for Borussia Mönchengladbach, who seem to be... They were the last running horse for quite a while in this whole tournament, but they seem to be sort of a bit of a resurgence. So they got 3 points, scraped 3 points really, against Liverpool. If I remember rightly, because this was a couple of weeks ago where I did these last matches, was that the one where Liverpool did have a lot of shots on goal, just wasn't happening for them on the day. Nonetheless, and we will have a look at the league table now. Oh, excuse my shaky hands today. And I'm going to have to zoom you out a bit for that so we can look at it. So you can see the table there. I've got the raw data there, and I've got my raw data's underneath. So that automatically populates from the thing, and then I copy that onto this because it's a bit more viewable. So if you can see that, what we can see is we got still Bows at the top, unsurprising there. We have 12 points. I don't know how to lean across and get you. I'm pointing this out. Liverpool, so they've won 50% of their matches and lost 50%, but they're still, that gives them a 9 points, so they're still sort of up there in the second place. However, hot on their heels, we've got Mansfield United, Chigwell Town and Borussia Mönchengladbach. I sort of expected Chigwell to be up here. I'm going to be honest with you, didn't expect Mansfield and Borussia Mönchengladbach to be anywhere near there at all. But nonetheless, they're on 7 points. And if you have a look at what's going on, if anything, Borussia Mönchengladbach still got 2 matches to play. Better position than Chigwell, got 1 match left to play. And Mango, the old field, look at them. They got loads of matches left to play. So 3 matches left to play for them. Plenty of opportunities to pick up some points. Borussia Mönchengladbach's success recently hasn't worked well for the Gas. I don't know what's going on with the Gas. I think what happens with the Gas is that when I'm playing, and I hope this demonstrates that, you know, I do this as fairly as possible. I obviously want Rovers to do well. I'd like them to be top. But I guess in the back of my mind, there's a sort of little, you know, am I holding off? Is it affecting Rovers' performance that I don't want to sort of demonstrate that I'm making them win? Because, you know, I can only tell you 100 times I'm doing this as fairly as I can. And I think there may be some performance issues there, stress-related performance issues, because, there's no reason why these bucket-based heavyweight teams like Bristol Rovers, Chigwell and Bohemians are all at the top. Spirit of Sabuteo as well, but they haven't played the matches yet, really. So really, I would have expected those 4 teams, SOS, the Gas, Chiggers and Bows, to be the top 4, if it was based on my personal sort of playing ability and preference of figures. Yet they seem to be fairly evenly spread, with Rovers really doing the worst out of that because they've got hardly any games left, only 2 games left. So, and if they want to get anywhere up that table, I'm just going to have to sort of get any thoughts of what anyone thinks about how I'm playing this game out of my head and just sort of crack on and concentrate when I'm playing their side. Hopefully they can get some points out of that. They could drag themselves up to 12, which might give them a chance. But for some reason, the Bows figures seem to be working well when I play them. Anyway, so that's that. I don't really want Rovers dropping down into wooden spoon territory, where, of course, Dundee United are at the moment. They played all their matches, 7 matches gone, 5 points out the whole thing. Fairly awful. If we were looking at how I play, so they are quite a lightweight team with a domed base, so an old lightweight team. That may be sort of being demonstrated in they're not so good there. But also, I've had other people play Dundee United. So if you remember, we had Mark up here, and he played Dundee United. Rovers beat him, roundly beat them. So that probably didn't help him there. And then right at the bottom, but again, a little bit sort of disingenuous, this Spirit Sabuteo at the bottom. They've only won 1 match, but they've only played 3. So they've got 4 matches left to play. In theory, they could earn 12 points on top of what they got. So they could be 16. I think they've got 1 game in the next round, the upcoming round, and then 3 games in the final round. So they could be your dark horse, Spirit of Sabuteo. They could really change how this looks come the end. Now, if we have a look at the upcoming matches, let's see how we're getting on. Come on, click on that. So this next batch of 4 is obviously the next matches, 21, 22, 23, 24. Looking at all this, I think this next round is the most important round out of the whole thing. So let's see what we got. Next game, Gas versus Field. I mean, Mangotsfield want to get into the top table, the top 2. So they'll be looking for a win there. Rovers need a win. Otherwise, they're running a risk of getting down to relegation. So that's a big game for them. Chigwell, similar position as Mangotsfield, but perhaps a little bit more desperate because they've got less games to play. So they'll want to be getting some points out of that. And then we've got the dark horse Spirit of Sabuteo. Who knows how they're going to work out. But, they've almost got the sort of ace in the hole, haven't they? The spare card to play, the joker. You don't know what they're going to do in their next 4 matches. Could change a lot of things. And then this is almost to the Bows. It's a bit of a 6-pointer, really. Bows versus Liverpool. Both in the top 2 positions here. Bows might be looking for a clean sheet. So this would be their 5th match. So can they get 5 wins out of 5? I don't know. Is any team that lucky? Is there something going on there? Am I playing them better than I played the other teams for some reason? I don't know. But they'll be looking for a win to make sure they secure their place in the final, really. I think, in fact, off the top of my head, we'll have a look at the table again in a minute, but at the top of my head, I think if they win that, they're guaranteed a place in the final. So that's important for them. Liverpool are going to want a sort of similar situation, so they're going to want to be in that final as well, so they'll be looking for a win. And then what have we got for the 4th match in the next round? Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Mangotsfield United. So Mangotsfield then playing their... See, they've still got 3 matches. So playing the second to last match of theirs. Depending on... Well, even if they lose against Rovers in the next game, they'll want to win there. But even if they win, another win there could really catapult them right into that top 2 position. Borussia Mönchengladbach, similar sort of thing, started off poor, but they're really looking to get some points now. So let's have a quick jumping back between the two things. You can see there. So yeah, probably the most important round in this tournament coming up, the next round. And I'm going to play one of those matches, which is Rovers versus Mangotsfield, probably this afternoon. And that really will start shaping this table up. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed all the footage I took on what we call the European Tour. If you were in any way interested in what we were doing, we're basically on a cruise because it was our anniversary. And we went to Hamburg in Germany, as you saw in the video. Then Zeebrugge, where we visited a town called Blankenberg. Couldn't find any sort of football stuff there. Then we went to Rotterdam, where obviously went to Feyenoord, or however you say it. And also went to that absolutely superb mini world Rotterdam. And then in the final destination, I was in France, in Le Havre, but we were being very cultured when we went to France. Actually went to an art gallery instead. So then, so that was our week away. Quite interesting, going and looking at football models and football museums. We were going to go in the Feyenoord museum as well, but theirs was shut because they had a training match on, which was a bit of a shame. Luckily, Mini World Rotterdam pulled it out the bag for me, so I got some awesome footage there. All right, anyway, until next time and the next game, up the gas. Oh, I should actually say about this next upcoming match. It's a bit of a sort of individual one. Let's go back to it. Come on, click on. Am I on it? No, that's the league table. So out of all these games that we've played, Bristol Rovers versus Mangotsfield, that's one football match that I've actually watched in real life. I think I've actually seen it twice because Mangotsfield United in previous years have had pre-season friendlies with Bristol Rovers, where Rovers actually visited Mangotsfield. And that's great for Mango because you end up with like 2,000 gas heads down there drinking. Obviously puts an injection of cash into a non-league club, which we should all be encouraging at all times. This is the grassroots of football. We should be supporting non-league all the time. And yeah, so that's one match I've actually seen in real life. And it's also the one match that is probably the most likely in real life as well. I suppose some of the others could happen. Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Dundee United in a friendly. Probably more likely to play Liverpool at some point, possibly. Maybe they have done. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you are aware of that. Chigwell sadly won't be playing any matches ever again. Otherwise, it would have been nice to see him playing Mangotsfield at some point. And the Bows, I suppose they could pick up a European match against perhaps Borussia Mönchengladbach at some point. And they could probably certainly sort out a pre-season friendly against Dundee United. Or Liverpool, in fact. It's only a hop across the water. But yeah, so this is the match coming up is one match that I've actually watched in real life. So that's very interesting. And it's probably on YouTube somewhere. So until I get to play that, which will be very, very soon, up the gas.